All right, hey everybody, what's going on? John Brewer here with the Let's try take two. Hey everybody, how you doing? It's John Brewer here with the Socially Distanced Supper Club, South Florida's restaurant guy. If you haven't checked out my YouTube page, please do so. Reason why I'm saying that is yesterday I had a great interview with a guy by the name of Kevin Bednarz. He is the owner of 2 bar, restaurant, pubs in Virginia, which he told us is probably the second most locked down state right now. So we had an interesting interview with him, and it's all positive, it's all good. He's an artistic guy. He's worked his way up from bar back on up to ownership now. Very inspiring story about how he's been creative using social media and also keeping his kitchen employed. He brings up some really good points. If you're a restaurant out there, please check it out. Kevin Bednarz. We had a lot of fun. It's about a half hour long. And a few people have gotten back to me and said it was absolutely chock full of information. So please check that out. A lot of great reviews coming in for Amar. I want to thank Lynn Meredith, I believe her name was. She just posted a great review. And that's what it's all about, guys. Not just me, not just the volunteers here doing stuff, but when you go out and have a great experience, take photos, post it here. We get the word out. This is a hub. It's a platform. It's kind of an amplifier for getting the message out about all our local mom and pop independently owned restaurants. So Amar, Nicholas, Kerbin, and his wife and everybody down there doing a great job. We're hearing great things coming out of there. Amar on Atlantic Avenue where the old School of Vecchio used to be. I think it's just west of Federal Highway, the southbound Federal Highway. Check them out. Good stuff. Also, all our favorite restaurants out there, Papa's Tapas, Bill Caesar over at Caesar's, Ribs, and many, many more. Windy City. So what I'm going to try to do now is I think every day I'm going to do different things. I know you guys are getting sick of looking at me. I'm getting sick of looking at me. But so I'm going to try to do an interview on one day and do basically these posts throughout the week. I'm going to stop doing a lot of the specials. As I've said, if you're looking for our specials, just go to www.thesdsc.com. And if you know a great restaurant that doesn't have their specials or doesn't have their menu up on their page, please get them in touch with us. I'm finding a lot of restaurants really aren't watching this. A few are, and the ones that are really vocal and very encouraging. But I feel like a lot of the restaurants are kind of an island unto themselves, and that's unfortunate because what I'm trying to do right now is get people from different states and restaurant owners from different areas to kind of share best practices. And actually, on February 23rd, tell your favorite restaurant that Gary Broidus and I over at Atlantic Commercial Group are going to be doing a chamber event. So we're going to start a restaurant roundtable. And what we're going to do is basically 3 things. We're going to share best practices, what's working for you, what's not, try to help everybody get their strength in numbers. I've always believed in that, their strength in numbers. And you find out something that somebody's doing that's working, you can always, like I say, R&D, baby, rip off and duplicate. That's something I got from Mr. Tom Ferry. But rip off and duplicate, baby. If someone's doing something and it's working, I call it paying homage or things like that. Hey, Marcello, what's going on? And what's up, Daniel? How are you, my friend? But yeah, that's pretty much it. I got some stats for you. So I get a thing called the BlackBox Intelligence.com. If you're not getting that report, you really should if you're a restaurant. So restaurant sales softened during this week. It does a week-to-week, basically, analysis. But performance continued to be much better in January than any other month since March 2020. Comp traffic performance also softened slightly, but held up better than sales growth. Average check growth slowed during the week after 3 weeks of acceleration and average spending per guest or transaction. So the average spend was going up, and now it's kind of slowed down a little bit. The only segment that is seeing a decline in average spending is fine dining. And of course, fine dining has probably been the most hardest hit out of this whole thing. The reduced mix in alcohol sales is likely a contributing factor. Growth in off-premise sales dropped slightly in the last 2 weeks, but remains elevated for limited service. So basically, to-go, curbside, takeout, all those types of things dropped a little, but it's still a bigger market share than it ever was coming out of this. All right, so then let me see. When asked about... That's not it. Yeah, it is. When asked about plans surrounding the vaccine, most companies, 67%, plan to encourage their employees to get vaccinated. Some of these companies also plan to provide incentives for employees to get the vaccine. That's interesting. In July 2020, when asked what companies were focusing on amidst the pandemic, nearly half responded that they were, quote unquote, just trying to survive. During the Q1 State of the Industry session, January 2021, that number had dropped significantly. Over 75% indicated that they were focused on strategic planning. So I love that, because what it's saying is, in July 2020, people were just, I just want to hang on here. And now there's been a shift in thought from that to, all right, how can I position myself coming out of this? And that's something I've been encouraging restaurants, and that's another reason why I want to point everybody over to the interview that I did with Kevin, because he's doing the same thing. All right, now that we're coming out of this, he's expecting to be open during the summer. He's expecting to start getting outdoor seating going. As you saw, it was snowing there. But this is kind of what I'm talking about, how we can share best practices, how we can come together as a group, restaurants and consumers, because I know the restaurant consumers out there, you folks, are concerned about your restaurants as well. So let's keep it going. Let's keep our places clean. I know it's hard out there. COVID, cuisine, and curbside. That's what it's all about right now. I also posted some menus or some restaurants out there. Trying to post a couple of videos every day. Take care now.